Welcome to Gumball Love. I'm Melissa Ledger, professional relationship coach, creator of Gumball Love and the Back to You Academy. If you're ready to stop the cycle of toxic men, get through the breakup once and for all, and finally get back to you, you are in the right place. This journey is about healing your heart, and you are encouraged to take the pace that is just right for you. In the process, you will build a foundation of confidence and strength that will make you unshakable, I promise. So get ready to level up your mindset and your lifestyle as you awaken the seeds of greatness just waiting to burst into full bloom. Let's do this. Welcome back to another episode of Gumball Love. I'm your host, Melissa Ledger. Today I'm going to talk to you about, are you a Gumball Girl? This question was asked very recently in the private Facebook group, and I thought, there's my next podcast right there, because I had so much more to say than what I commented in the group. So what I said in the group is that if you even ask the question, am I a Gumball Girl? It means you already have the ability to look at yourself, self-reflection. You're like, what's going on? So you're already in the process of personal development. Even if you're in a group like the private VIP Gumball Love house, then I call it the clubhouse, the private, what am I trying to say? The private VIP Gumball Love clubhouse. There it is. So if you're even in a group like this, you're already on this road of personal development. You're trying to figure it out. If you are following Gumball Love, you're ready for answers. I was talking to my sister about trying to help all these other girls that are in these relationships, but I know that it's hard to hear this message unless you are really ready for change in your life. And even when you're ready for change, this process is not easy, but it is the true road. It's like eating right and exercising. That is the way you will get in shape and be the healthiest. All of the fad diets will fail you. Ultimately, they might give short-term results, and that's a lot of the dating advice out there. And it's kind of like Gumball advice, right? It's quick and easy. Hey, play this game, do this, send this text, then he'll send this. And for a while, it's fun, but it's not sustainable. And so that's why you're here. So if you're asking the question, am I a Gumball Girl? My quick answer is no. However, there are cases where I know why you're thinking this. So number one, the Gumball Guy wants attention, right? So he puts in the quarter and he gets the gumball. So many of you are writing me about guys that are kind of coming in and out of your life. It's like a revolving door. You have this great time with him. One person said, like, yeah, it's all great when we're drinking, but then I try to have a real conversation with him. Then he turns it into a fight and then blames me for stuff. And all she's really trying to do is say like, hey, what's going on? Like, we're having so much fun. Like, why are you hiding from me basically all the other times? So he's essentially there for the quick high, right? He wants the gumballs. He wants the dopamine rush because he's getting a fix off of that temporary intimacy, but he's not really giving like a true friendship, which friendship is the foundation of a long-term relationship with true intimacy. Intimacy is something I really recommend that you just research all on its own. What is intimacy? What are the components of it? That will really give you so much insight into why these Gumball guys are not connecting with you on a deeper level. So where we become the Gumball Girl is when this is where you're feeling like the Gumball Girl, because he comes into your life and you may only get access to him for an evening. So you might be thinking, well, I'm getting this attention. Maybe he comes over and he you guys have sex, or maybe he just comes over and is like all lovey-dovey, or maybe you go out and you have a great time and he's kissing you, holding your hand, telling you all these great things. Maybe he's texting you. All those, what we call sweet nothings, could be like, is this just me getting gumballs and getting high off of gumballs? But what I believe is happening in that case is, yes, those can be interpreted as gumballs. However, I think it's what we're doing in that case is we are accepting what we can get, because often you love him so much that just to have even a few moments of being close to him, you're willing to take it. And so it's the difference between you and a gumball guy, and why this isn't making you a gumball girl, is that you're really seeking the real thing, where he is using you for the temporary fix without the intention of being there long term. Because I guarantee you, if I asked you, do you have any intention of being there long term? You would be like, yeah, you're not just there for the quick fix. Now, if you're going out and you are sitting there with your boobs hanging out of your shirt waiting for compliments, then yes, you're putting in quarters to get gumballs. Like, that's an example. Sometimes we do that. Sometimes we are the gumball girl in that aspect, where if you're posting a selfie where your boobs are hanging out again, like sometimes I see girls follow me, and if you're one of them, I want you to look at your selfies and be like, how many pictures can I see your boobs? Like that's putting in quarters, and you're getting gumballs. Like, people will compliment you. People like those kinds of pictures on social media, and you'll get a lot of attention. So if you're posting things with that intention, then you're getting the gumball. Hey, gumballs are great. It's fun to get that attention. It's fun to get compliments. However, if we are doing things with that end result in mind, that's when we've reached a point where I feel like in the guy's case and the girls, that we're both really wanting the true connection. But sometimes loneliness will drive us to extreme measures, where all of a sudden you're like, okay, screw it, I'm going to go back on the dating app. Because a lot of girls have told me, Melissa, I miss those texts from guys. I miss that attention, because it's making us feel valuable, wanted, desired. And so I still don't think this makes you a gumball girl, unless you're just doing this all the time. But when I'm speaking to you and you're on this podcast, you're in the private Facebook group, it's not you. And if you're doing these things, I know that's not the normal you. That's a you that maybe is in a bad place, but that's not the authentic version of you, because I just don't attract those kinds of women to this platform. I don't serve those kinds of women because they're not ready for this kind of content. It's a decision I had to make, because there are so many girls out there, but the girls that are intentionally on Instagram and they're showing their bodies and wanting all of that attention, they're not going to hear the message about a gumball guy. They're going to keep attracting him. And eventually I hope to get her to where she's at the end of her rope and she's like, okay, I'm over this. I'm done. But for the most part, girls like you come to this platform, you come to get this content because you really love this guy. Or you have a pattern where a lot of your exes were just like this, where you really felt like you had a connection. And I believe that a lot of us really do have connections with these guys. They're not robots. They're not, they're not all narcissists. They're not all sociopaths. Some of them are just addicted to attention. And that's my whole mission with this, is to prove that attention is an addiction, and to help you see the addict with a craving and understand that he's operating with that on his mind, and he's not rejecting and accepting you as the individual. He's also not really getting to know you deeply. And in some cases, they do know you, like they know a lot about you. I could ask them questions. It could be like, if you ask one of my big gumball guy exes, he could tell you all kinds of things about me but they would be like, yep, she likes this. Yep, she does that. But he probably couldn't tell you what really inspires me, what really motivates me, the people that I really love and care about. All the idiosyncrasies, they probably can tell you all of those things. And that's what you really see and fall in love with. And I want you to prepare yourself for that kind of love, to be always picturing that ideal, someone that's actually falling in love with who you are on the inside. I was just talking to one of my clients. She did one of the very first academies in 2017. She had to go through a horrific divorce, and we worked together through the whole thing. Then she met somebody else, and as her divorce was completely final, she was already able to be in the arms of the guy that truly loves her. And she was like, I finally got that final paperwork, and it was just like done. And she was experiencing true love for the first time and feeling so blessed and so fortunate and just in disbelief. So the timing is different for everyone. And I just want to give you some hope that this is sometimes it's a fight. Like it's a fight to not text him when you really want to. You get in a weird place, walking around your apartment or your house, and like all of a sudden things just feel off, and you're like going down memory lane, and you're like hardcore, and you're like, why am I thinking about him so much? Is he thinking about me? Like, does this mean something? I mean, yeah, I know Gumball Guy, but why is this guy just always in my head? Like, what is going on? We have to fight that feeling because there's nothing on the other side of it. As much as we want these guys to be there, as much as we want them to be these amazing partners, and they could be if they really worked on themselves and they actually saw, man, I really have a problem. Yes, I want to fix myself. Yes, I want to do this. And they really put the effort in it. Then maybe, yeah. But what they expect is for us to do all that work. And so sometimes we're doing that work for them so that we can get the love that we want from them. And I would say that that's sort of like a gumball too, because you're investing in him. So you're kind of putting in quarters. So he spits out a short-term response, and then you can kind of savor the moment. It's depressing to think of it that way, but he just doesn't have it in him. So every time we teach him what to do, every time we tell him, like, I thought you were going to do this, and this is what I need you to do. Why can't you just, it's like, as soon as you start instructing him, you're really teaching him exactly what you need. And then he can just follow that. But it's not really who he is. It's not really coming from the depths. And so as my therapist would always say, you're just propping him up. You're going over on the other side of the table. You're putting props underneath his arms. You're helping him sit up straight. And then you're running to the other side so you can quickly say what you want to say while he's propped up. Because without your help, he just sits there like a rag doll. He's just limp. He can't do anything without your assistance. So I think that these are the cases where we're so lonely and we're so, and sometimes it's not even lonely. You're just so sad and you miss him so much. And it's really hard to reconcile who he really is versus the guy you experienced in the beginning. And so sometimes you feel like a gumball girl because you're like, I don't care. I'm just going to text him and I'm going to say what I shouldn't say. And then he says those sweet things back and you're just like, oh, so yeah, you get your fix. But as a member of this community, you can actually see this, and you have my help, and you have the help from all the girls in this community. And so if you're doing this, so what? Give yourself a break. It's okay. You know what I mean? Like, it's a freaking process. And I know it's probably like, Melissa, why would you tell people it's okay? It's because, you know what? Sometimes you're just like, oh, I just want to see. I just want to do it one more time. And if you're going to do it anyway, I just don't want you to feel so judged and so hard on yourself. Nobody knows the connection that you have with him like you do. Now, if he's abusive or manipulative or really a dangerous guy, then I really don't recommend that you do any of that. But you all know where you are. You know where you are right now. You know if you text him, what's going to happen. And you build the strength, just like you build the strength to eat right. Eating right is about every decision of, okay, like tonight, I was like, oh, I really want to order pizza. But I just had Natanya, who's my chef, she came and prepped all my food for the week. And I was like, dude, you can't order pizza. Like, you have all this food in your fridge. But I just really wanted pizza. And I was thinking, this is that moment where I just have to choose. I have to make that right choice again, because it's a battle. It's a fight. And so I chose the beautiful pasta salad because it's so hot in New York today. And I was like on and off with the air conditioning. And she was like, I made you kind of cool food. So, like pasta salads and just like nice, salads and things like that. So they're nothing really too hot because it's hot outside. And I was like, yeah, see, this is refreshing. It's great. And bottom line, I'm just hungry. And so if I get the urge to text somebody or I'm feeling lonely, we all get in that space. And actually today I was kind of feeling sort of like that. And I thought, what's going on tonight? And I just thought, because I'm out of my schedule. It's Memorial Day weekend and it's like everything just feels a little bit off. And so I started getting things ready for the week and I cleaned out my fish tank. It's like, I hate cleaning out my fish tank, but I feel so much better for my little fishes afterwards. And it was just like, yeah, sometimes you're just feeling kind of off because you need to get things straightened up. You need to clean up your living room. You got to make your bed. You got to get your laundry ready to go. You got to change out the dishwasher, clean up the kitchen. A lot of times it's just getting things in order. If you're sitting in your living room and there's crap everywhere and you're watching a show that maybe is kind of depressing, and then it's just sometimes one thing can lead to another, and then you're just in a weird headspace. And so this is a fight. We have to get out of it so we're not tempted to send that text to get that gumball. Because yes, it is a gumball because it's going to be a temporary fix. But for those of us that really aren't addicted to that, you actually want the guy. That's the difference between you and him. He wants the fix. He doesn't know how to maintain the relationship. He may want you. I don't want you to confuse that because I think a lot of these guys, they really do want you, but they don't know how to sustain it. So they're going to put the quarter in, they're going to get the gumball, they're going to spend the time, they're going to have the sex or whatever, but then they leave or they go distant because they don't know how to do the rest. They don't have the capacity. And I've explained this in other podcasts, so I won't go into depth here, but it's just the bottom line. And so essentially, when you allow yourself to get the gumball, it's like he's getting it too. You know what I mean? Like it's just you're both having this temporary experience. And sometimes when you do this and you're doing it, if you're in this space right now where you're like, I've had girls say, Melissa, I've literally listened to your podcast and then like he came over the next night or whatever. I don't care about that. Like you can book a coaching session with me and be like, okay, I'm still having sex with him every week. I have a client right now. She's like, he's still coming over, but I can teach you what to do even in those situations. I'm not going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe. No, that's not what's helpful. That is not helpful at all. I am not going to judge you because I just don't. I get it. I know exactly what it's like. And so you just need somebody that's going to be like, okay, so here's what's going on. And you want to be able to say what you don't like, but also what you do like. Like, what am I getting from this? It's important to know both sides and have someone that's helping you say, look, come back next week. If you're in the same spot, it's okay. It takes the pressure off of you. And that way you can just be free to start learning how to trust your own decisions and start really seeing, okay, although this is hard, because it's like it's like we just expect ourselves to be able to just go, oh, okay, I see he's a bad guy, so I'm going to just delete all my feelings and then, move on like a robot. You're not a robot. You're a human. You have a heart. You have feelings. This is hard. This is hard to do. And it is so hard to do by yourself. So I'm going to be launching the Back to You Academy. You guys, the Back to You Academy is, oh my gosh, it's so, where I'm going to start it since we had Memorial Day weekend, we skipped a week. So the new Back to You Academy will start on June 9th. And we will have a Father's Day weekend. We're just working around the holidays. But look, holidays do not mean that relationship issues get any easier. So as we work around these, we still stay in the group. We still stay active. I still do coaching sessions because it's so important. Just because there's a holiday doesn't mean your heart goes on hold. And so I'm staying true to running one of these every single month. And the girls that are in this academy, they are becoming members. The monthly membership is ridiculously low. After you do the academy, it's only $47 a month. And I'm still giving 1 hour of free coaching per month if you become a member after the month you're in the academy. So the academy is literally giving you A to Z, all of this content, everything about the Gumball Guy from the beginning of the relationship all the way through to being happily single and dating again. And so it's impossible to get through it all in 30 days. However, you can kind of pick and choose what audios you want. So you get this whole online course. Then you're immediately in our weekly classes. So we do interactive group coaching every single week. And then you also get a one-on-one session with me as part of the academy. And then if you become a member the next month, we can spend more time together. So it's really designed to help you get through this. And the girls in this, it's like, I'm so proud of their progress. Nobody's perfect. They will tell you, look, I'm not perfect. Everybody's kind of struggling in different areas. Some people are doing better in other areas because that's where they're focusing. Everyone's doing their own thing, but everybody is so supportive. I'm so proud of these girls for just how much they're loving on each other. And you'll just be like, oh, these are the girls. These are freaking awesome people. This is super easy to be open and honest and just real because we need this so bad as women. And that's why I created this. So literally imagine whatever situation you're in, you come in, you get group coaching, so you get a place to check in every week. And this is really for you to say, okay, I am going to love myself enough to where I'm going to give myself the space to get through this. I'm not going to rush myself. I'm not going to put any kind of deadline, but I am going to surround myself with support. So you're not sitting in your apartment or sitting in your house by yourself, trying to work through all of these thoughts, feelings, emotions, and then feeling like a horrible person when you go back to him. I'm going to help you through all of that, and you'll be able to do this at your own pace. Just like I say in my intro and outro to this podcast, you are encouraged to do this at your own pace because it is the only way that works. And so really what I do for you in this academy, and if I coach you one-on-one, is I empower you with a new perspective and I help you see things differently. So it really helps if we meet one-on-one because then I can hear everything that your guy is specifically doing. And then I feel like this is my best work. It's my favorite thing to do. A lot of people say you got to get rid of one-on-one coaching eventually, but I don't want to get rid of it because it's really where I feel like I can do the most. I can get the most mileage for you. You will get the bang for your buck because I just feel like this is where my highest skill is in the one-on-one. So, and then sometimes we do, if you want to be coached in the group, you can ask questions and I'm happy to help you live in the group as well. So, and then you'll also learn if somebody else is being coached in the group, but it's really your choice. You can be on video. You can be completely discreet. I don't have any, the girl I mentioned earlier who went through her whole divorce, she did it completely private because she didn't want anybody to know who she was. So it's completely your deal, however you want to go through it. But my whole thing is, I just want to get you through it. Let's just get you through this. Like, get past this agonizing part where you feel like it's never going to end, because it will end. You will get through this. You will get on the other side and you will be happy. You'll be happily single. You will find another relationship. You will attract the right, healthy kind of love. You're going to get your confidence back. You're going to get your life back. You're going to start designing your life again. Everything will shift and everything will change. It just happens. Like, I get so much more confident each month I run this new academy because I see transformation. And so now we're going to be adding so many more people over the summer and toward the end of the summer. So I would get in now, because I'm not going to be able to offer the kind of coaching that I'm offering in the 1 free hour a month as a member. I don't know how much longer I'll be able to offer that. So get in while the getting's good, because I'm really working closely with everybody as much as I possibly can, just because I'm really studying the transformations and really understanding how each step works for each person and how we can duplicate this process for more and more women. So I hope this helps you. You're not a gumball girl. You just want that closeness to him. And sometimes you're just having desperate times where you just want it so bad, you're willing to do whatever it takes to get it. And so as long as we're acknowledging that, we're making huge progress. It doesn't make you a bad person for doing that. It's just that you have a huge heart and you love him and you want to be close to him and you see his flaws. And sometimes you're just like, I don't care. I just want to be close to him. So I just want you to like release any guilt from it and just know that we can work on this. It's going to be okay. Take a deep breath. It's going to be okay. You fell in love with him. It happens all the time. You are not by yourself. This happens to so many girls. Trust me, I coach them. Everybody, all these, you're all in my inbox. You're all in my Instagram inbox, my Facebook inbox. Like, I'm hearing from so many of you in my emails, and I want to continue to hear from you because your story matters to me. And if I haven't written back to you, please just send me a quick message or an emoji like, hey, didn't hear back from you, just because sometimes on all these different platforms, I'll open a message and then open another one and then forget to go back to them. So please don't be offended. Or if you've sent me an email, I usually get to all of them, but if for some reason I don't, I never want you to think I forgot about you. So that's like the most scary thing I see is an email that didn't get responded to. So as this grows, I'm just getting more and more messages, but I'm going to keep up with them the best I can for as long as I can. So please send messages. Leave a review on this podcast if this was helpful for you, because I know this is a big question a lot of people ask a lot. So let me know your feedback, and I will see you again next week. All right, take care. Thank you so much for listening. If you want more information or to schedule a private coaching session, or better yet, to join the next Back to You Academy, go to gumballlove.com. If you loved this podcast, I would love for you to share it with your friends. And if you really loved it, a 5-star review is the best compliment you can give. Remember, you are enough, you are right where you should be, and the only thing you have to do is keep going. I'll leave you with my favorite quote by Henry David Thoreau. Go confidently in the direction of your dreams and live the life you have imagined. Until next time, I'll see you soon.